Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Local inflation saw a marginal increase in the month of May. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica Statin says the cost of goods rose by 6.1% for the year. This is just above the point-to-point rate of 5.8% in April. Statin says inflation was driven by an 11% jump in the cost of food and non-alcoholic beverages. The movement was, however, subdued by a 0.7% drop in costs associated with transport services. For the month of May alone, the cost of goods and services increased by 0.6%. This upward movement was influenced by increases in the housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels division, as well as food and non-alcoholic beverages. A party connected to chairman of NCB Financial Group Michael Leachin sold 22,708,700 shares in the regional financial company last week. NCB says the sale represents less than 1% of the total outstanding group shares. It came 16 days after the May 24 announcement that Mr. Leachin was taking a leave of absence immediately from the boards of the group, National Commercial Bank Jamaica and Guardian Holdings. Friday's sale of the block of shares took place across the floor of the Jamaica Stock Exchange at the price of about $68 per share and was valued at $1.54 billion. NCB Financial Group is listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange and the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange, both of which mandate that directors and senior executives of listed companies disclose trading in their company's stock. Supreme Ventures Limited has appointed a new CEO for its Ghana subsidiary. Mrs. Claire Ann Kennedy took up the post on June 13. She also remains CEO of Supreme Ventures Services Limited. Last year, she replaced Dennis Chung as CEO of SV Services. Supreme Ventures announced earlier this year that the company to which its new Ghana subsidiary will provide technical support has received regulatory approval. Supreme Ventures Ghana will provide exclusive management and technical services to Game Park Limited. In the United States, the Federal Reserve has kept interest rates unchanged from the last decision. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the U.S. growth and job market is holding up better than expected under the weight of aggressive monetary policy tightening. He says the pause was out of caution to allow the Fed to gather more information before determining if rates do need to rise again. Despite the decision to pause, the Fed says new projections suggest borrowing costs may still need to rise by as much as half of a percentage point by the end of this year. The rate now stands in the 5% to 5.25% range. At the end of July, the Fed will meet for the next decision. The central bank's policy rate rose a full 5 percentage points from the onset of tightening cycle in March 2022, reaching the highest level since just before the start of the 2007-2009 recession. The U.S. currency is being sold for an average $155.28. $117.49 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar. The average cost for the pound is $196.56, while the average selling rate for the euro is $169.16. To the stock market now, the JSE index gained 66 points, while the junior market gained 24 points. The 42 stocks advancing include iCreate, Sagicor Select Funds Manufacturing and Distribution, Blue Power Group, Sterling Investments US dollar shares, and Consolidated Bakeries. Among the 49 decliners, ISP Finance Services, Stationery and Office Supplies, Epley, T-Tech, and KLE Group. 19 stocks traded firm. And that's it for the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Good evening.